Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is something that's pretty special. By the time I upload this, it will be our 4-year anniversary. In honor of us being together for 4 years, I asked you guys to ask us your burning questions about our relationship and anything you want to know about what it's like to be with someone for 4 years and live with them for a good chunk of that. Here's all of Matty's social media. You should go check him out. He makes all of my music if you were ever wondering. I'll also link things in the description below. Let's get started with some of these questions. How long have you two been together and how did you meet? We met on Tinder in our hometown, which is in Northern California, before either of us moved to LA. And I didn't think we were planning on becoming a thing. I think it kind of just happened. Like we didn't go we didn't go on a date thinking that like, oh, I think he's the one type of thing.
Oh, sick.
Maybe like after.
You've told me that before.
No, going on the date. That's not what your intention was. Like you didn't think you were going.
Oh well, I mean.
Like on the date to like start a relationship.
Then what was the intention?
I don't know. I was just trying to meet people on Tinder, and like.
Wow.
Have fun.
Well, I was searching for some loving.
Yeah. So we technically met on September 17th, 2014. And I was set to move to LA on September 30th. So like 2 weeks later. What did you do on your first date?
On our first date, we went to Starbucks. We just talked for a while.
Did he ask your parents for permission?
Permission for what?
No.
No.
I think that's silly. Yeah, no, neither of us come from families that are like that.
Maybe, do I have to do that if I, just hypothetically.
Yeah.
In the future, some point, there's no time frame. Hypothetically, would I have to do that if I wanted to propose to you?
I think like you should run it by my parents so they're in the loop, but I don't think it's like, I don't think you should like ask my parents for that, but I think like just telling them. How long have you two been living together?
A little over a year now.
Yeah, we just signed our second lease together a few months ago, so it's like a year and a few months. But even like before we lived together, like he was always at my place. I think that was a very normal.
Half the time, yeah.
Yeah, very normal thing. So we kind of like already live together. So, okay, how can you tell when something is worth speaking up about instead of getting over? Because we're both very anxious people and we're both very over analytical about every situation. I like to try to remind myself like, is this a critical flaw? Is this a critical problem? That will change like the fundamentals of your relationship. Like if you were like really shady and like you kept a lot of things from me and like you were really like overprotective of like your phone or like just like things like that that made me feel like weird, then yeah, that's something worth like bringing up and talking about, because if it's like a fundamental behavioral problem or something that makes you feel uneasy in the relationship, then I would definitely speak up about that. But if it's like literally things that aren't gonna derail your relationship, like most of the time it's not worth getting upset over. Like the majority of our arguments are pretty much that like we argue over shit that doesn't matter like at all.
Petty stuff.
Yeah, it's petty things that's a waste of time and it only makes us more upset with one another.
Yeah. Because then sometimes too, if it's just a little thing, that can spiral into bigger things.
And I'm good at that.
So before you know it, you're saying the worst of the worst things.
Because someone didn't load the dishwasher. How do you work through arguments and disagreements? You really have to take like a step back sometimes. And it's really hard like in the moment when you're in an argument with someone, especially like your significant other, because in a way you feel like invincible, like you can kind of say whatever you want. It's worth arguing about. Like a rule that my little sister taught me is, should I be talking right now? Like, is what I'm saying really worth me saying it type of thing? Like, it's just to prevent you from saying something stupid or saying something that you'll regret. So it's like, is this something really worth arguing about right now? Because life is very short, and you don't want to spend, you know, moments with someone you love arguing about shit that doesn't matter. You know, there are so many bigger things in the world to be concerned about.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just talking through things, trying to be level-headed, and see things from like the bigger picture.
If you're gonna bring something up, you can frame it in a couple of different ways. You can frame it in an accusatory way, which is like a way that implies some wrongdoing. And while that may be true, I think oftentimes it's more effective as a means to change a person to frame it in a way that is more positive and just like
helpful.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but
I was taught that like you don't ask questions that start with why, because you're automatically framing the answer to feel very defensive, and automatically being defensive off the bat in a relationship, and like especially in arguments, like if you're always feeling defensive and someone else is always being accusatory, like your arguments are always going to be like that. And like I think reshaping how you frame questions and frame like propositions to be a little bit more of like, you have to remember at the end of the day, you're a team. Like you guys are in this together. Like if you're in a serious relationship, like I know this is different like if you're dating, but if you're in a serious relationship, it's a lot harder than dating. Like regular dating is stressful in different ways, but like being in a serious relationship is like being married. It is a lot of work and it does take a lot of patience. So finding like little ways to avoid bullshit is really like, you have to really grasp that. And that's something that we're still working through. Like every relationship is always going to be working on how do we be better together.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. Do you guys have the same views on marriage, and would you like to get married someday? I'll let you answer this. We've talked about it.
Yeah, would we? Yeah. So yes, the same in that regards. The only difference we might have is timing.
Yeah.
Right. I would probably push it later, and she would probably push it sooner.
I feel like a lot of girls are like that though.
Not to
but
generalize, but maybe.
Yeah. I think like one thing that we have thought about in regards to like when we would get married would be like some family members that are older, because I like to say that I don't really have grandparents. I have some grandparents, but like I'm not super close with them. My other closer grandparents have passed, so but his grandparents are all still alive and they're close like with his family and everything, versus mine are not. I think like that would be important for like our wedding, that like I would like your grandparents to be able to be there because my grandparents wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Do you guys plan on staying in California, and do you have any plans for traveling?
So maybe. I have kind of always planned on just staying on at least the West Coast. But yeah, Oregon or Washington are
Prime candidates.
Yeah. California's a little hot. I mean, obviously there's different weather within California. Travel plans.
Hella travel plans, but we're broke.
Yeah, plans. That's the thing. Just ideas.
They're planned.
It's not even plans.
Ideas.
It's like
travel ideas.
Concepts.
I think we definitely want to do like the UK, like Canada. I'd like to do like a weekend in Vancouver. The best thing we get right now to like a trip is like we take like a yearly trip to Joshua Tree, and that's like our best like vacation we have. It's still fun.
Yeah.
What's your all-time favorite memory together?
We had met in September. She left the 1st of October and was gone, and then I came down like mid-November, like the 19th or something. I got tickets for the 1975, and I got like a hotel in downtown. I'll just pick that as one of the favorites because it was one of the first. The rest is history.
People ask about my necklace a lot, and my necklace is Roman numerals of our anniversary, so it's 11/21/2014. But he has the same necklace, and they're from the M Jewelers. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite memories together too.
Yeah, and that's when I officially asked her to be my girlfriend.
I think one of my other favorite memories, like there are so many, like when we got each one of the cats. How do you know if you're spending too much time with your significant other and not your friends?
It's not like I feel like we spend too much time together, but I feel like rather I don't spend enough time with my friends.
Same.
But that's just because of like scheduling stuff, and then the opposite side of that is there's no scheduling issues for us. We're seeing each other every night regardless. It's just different for everybody.
It's all relative.
Just find that balance for you.
I like hanging out with other couples because it's like you get to spend time with your significant other and another couple, which generally you're friends with, and I think like that is more enjoyable because it's like it's more of a group thing, and you don't have to like necessarily cut someone out all the time, but also, you know, spend time with your regular friends too. Okay, moving in together, was it hard at first and did it get easier?
Moving was hard, like moving the stuff. That was hard.
So we live in a really small apartment. So it's like
It's fine. It's not that small.
we live in a studio. We don't have doors, or you can't, like, if you want to get away from someone.
We have a door at the front.
We live in a hotel room.
We have 2 doors, a front door and a bathroom door. That's all the doors we need.
And like a refrigerator door.
Refrigerator door. That's
Nice.
very smart, very intelligent stuff there.
It is hard, like, when you are arguing and you want to just kind of like separate yourselves to like cool down or something. Like, it's hard because you don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, but there's nowhere to go, so you can't even like. You can do nothing else either. You can't watch TV separately. If you're watching TV in the living room, you're watching TV in the bedroom.
Bathroom, hallway,
like,
closet. But did it get easier? No. Your relationship changes. You definitely become closer when you move in together because it's like you just gotta see everything. Where are you guys from and what is your motto? Do we want to say
Auburn, California.
Okay, we're saying the town. If you know Auburn, you know why we moved out. If you don't know Auburn, don't go to Auburn. But yeah, I'm in this Auburn Facebook group, and it's like someone posted like, what's the best advice you can give to someone who's moving to Auburn? And the top comment was, tell them to move back. And I was like, oh, what's your motto?
I don't have a motto.
I don't have a motto, no. I like to pull the one from Breaking Bad, DBAA, don't be an asshole. Who's the better cook? Why? Why am I the better cook? Is it because my email is Chef Kelly?
Because when I start cooking, I pay absolutely zero attention to how long each individual item is supposed to take or whatever.
This bothers me so much.
And so I just start it all up.
Like, he'll start cooking something that takes like 2 minutes to cook, but then like if we're having like baked potatoes, like he doesn't think about like preheating the oven and how long it takes to cook a baked potato in the oven.
Preheat the oven.
Like, he just doesn't gauge like timing. Wow. What are some plans that you guys have in the future career-wise?
For me, I plan on just being involved in music. That's been the only plan that I've ever had. I want to be producing and engineering, and so just like making beats and mixing and mastering and all that sort of thing. That's what I like to do. I don't think I would ever really like play instruments in a band or anything. I used to do that, but career-wise, production and engineering.
For me, I recently started like at what could pretty much be like my dream job. I was just hired at Live Nation as a junior graphic designer in the merchandise department. So I am pretty much gonna be working on doing merch for bands and musicians. And yeah, that's pretty much like what I wanted to do my entire life as like an artist, especially like when I found graphic design. The only thing I wanted to do was like make art for bands, and that's just kind of always been my passion, is like music and art together.
I want that to kind of progress into album art as well, like
yeah, and also
merch, like artwork, video stuff,
yeah,
photography, just music based stuff.
I wanna,
and you already do that.
I want to definitely like work up to be like an art director. If I became like an art director at like a music label, I think that would be like the perfect fit for me. Will you guys someday in the future have kids?
Yeah, having kids is a big deal, and it's not to shit on anybody that
has kids, because like if you're a young mom,
yeah, it's tough work,
dude.
But like,
wow, how do you do it?
Yeah.
We've talked about like seriously having kids, and I think we've decided like 1, maybe 2 max, like hard cutoff at 2.
Yeah.
I want to raise good humans, to be not assholes, to be compassionate and understanding. I don't want to raise kids in a world that is not going to be good.
I also don't want to raise kids and then have them contribute to the not good parts of the world, and then feel like I've failed at the one thing hoping to do.
What are your guys' zodiac signs? I'm a Pisces.
I recently was told I was a Gemini.
Yeah. Favorite place to go on a date?
Favorite place to go on a date is Joshua Tree a date?
Y'all consider this a date? There's a restaurant in downtown called the Nickel Diner. It's like a breakfast place. Bomb food if you're ever in downtown. Or the Ace
Sunday.
Hotel.
Yeah.
The Ace Hotel. Like nighttime dates.
Rooftop of the Ace.
There's a coffee shop down the street from us. We go there all the time. I don't know if that's like considered dates, but it's just like things we do together. But something both of you are obsessed with. The cats.
The cats.
We're definitely obsessed with our cats. Like there are sun, moon, stars, everything in between. That was a good hour and a half of footage that we just filmed. I feel like we just went to like couples therapy or something.
I'm not very good at being on camera, so this is weird. So
be nice to him.
Thanks for listening.
This is not what he does. He's very much behind the scenes guy. He makes all of my videos work, like technically. Like he frames things for me. He'll light things. He'll mic things for me. Like he's my behind the scenes guy who makes my channel possible. He pushes me to make videos. He pushes me to edit and upload. Like no one lights that fire more than he does. So you owe him a lot. Otherwise I would have given up a long time ago. Yeah, so thank you for watching this probably very long video. Matty's my rock. I wouldn't be here without him. I would not be mentally stable.
Rock. And then you're gonna Photoshop the picture of Dwayne Johnson.
He keeps me afloat. He keeps me stable. And he's a perfect human being. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this and getting to know him a little bit better, because he's not on camera too much. And as my channel grows, I want to make sure that people do get to know who he really is, because he's an incredible human being. So
he's really playing it up.
yeah, if you want to follow him, follow his Instagram, check out his music. I'll leave everything in the links down below.
Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. People say that now too. It shows up right when you tap the button. So just tap subscribe if you haven't already, and then you just hit that little bell.
He's my hype man. Tinder is a wild ride. It's so far worked out pretty well for us. I don't know if Tinder would still work out for anyone, but you know what? Give it a try. You never know what's gonna happen.
Like half your size back here.
I know.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. Did it work?